We are so thrilled to welcome Hollywood superstar, the writer and director of the new horror thriller motion picture Outpost, Joe Lo Truglio. So good to see you, Joe.
Wow, what an incredible introduction. Thank you very much. I'm humbled.
Well, you
Happy to be
are.
here.
You're so recognizable. You've done so much, and now you're a writer and director of a movie. Did you ever think this was going to happen? Was this so exciting?
I was hoping it would from a very young age that I would be able to make a horror movie, and through the help of many people, I've finally been able to do it. So this is new for me, and I'm excited to be in this new kind of realm.
Joe, I was going to say, I know you mainly from comedy, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So horror, I was kind of like, oh, wow, this is interesting. This is an interesting avenue for you. How did you get to horror?
Yeah, I'm sure for a lot of people, they're like, what? Charles Boyle is doing horror movies? I was a big fan of the horror genre since I was like a kid, since I was 11 or 12, and I would read horror magazines like Fangoria. I would read Stephen King. I would wake up and sneak some horror movies on the cable television, dating myself. I've, for the longest time, really loved this genre, and so it was always something I was hoping to return to.
So I'm curious then, you say, okay, I'm going to do a horror movie. I've always loved it. How did the concept for Outpost then come to you? Because you're the writer and director.
Yeah.
Where'd that spark come from?
Well, I kind of reverse engineered the idea for the story, which is to say that I knew it was going to be a very small production. It was going to be a small cast. I wanted my wife, Beth Dover, in it. And so I knew that I wanted production value. We didn't have a lot of money. And so where can we shoot something like that? Oh, the top of a mountain. Didn't think about logistics very much doing that. But from that point, I thought about some of the horror movies that I loved as a kid, like A Descent into Madness, Stories of Isolation. And so I thought, what kind of story would take place on a mountain? And so the seeds of Outpost started to come from there, about a woman, an abuse survivor. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. And as you said, your wife, Beth Dover, is the star of the movie. They always say be a little cautious when working with family. Don't go into business with family. But, you know, you and your wife have worked together multiple times prior to this. So how was this experience for both of you?
It was terrific. We were both nervous about it. We were uncertain whether or not we were going to be able to weather the storm, but we did. We worked so well together acting. This was our first acting and directing combination. So, you know, it was a lot of patience. We kind of went over what our roles were going to be. I thought it would be a good idea to kind of have separate hotel rooms so we both had some space and concentrated on our individual roles in the production. But Beth is a terrific actor. A very collaborative actor, and really carries the movie. It was a great experience for sure.
And you do have a great cast. When you go look at the cast, I mean, you got a lot of great people to be in this movie. What was it like working with these fellow, I call them TV legends, because everybody's so recognizable?
Yeah. Well, I'm fortunate enough to have been friends with many talented people in like 30 years in this business, the least of which are amazing actors. And so all the actors that are in the movie, Dylan Baker, Becky Ann Baker, Dallas Roberts, Rhea Campbell, I were very good friends with. Otto Asando, who plays the role of Earl of Ranger in the movie, I had just met before, and he is an incredible actor as well, and really was able to vibe with the whole kind of collaborative energy that we had on the set. So I was very lucky. And
30 years, I mean, as we all know, there's no business like show business, but it's very hard. And, you know, you hit a lot of walls before you break through it. So what has kept you going all these years?
I think I was lucky enough to know what I wanted to do at an early age. And I didn't really have too much of a fallback plan. I try to concentrate on being creative throughout my life and surround myself with people who think the same. And so I think for anyone out there trying to do something like this is to find like-minded people, find people that you trust, believe in yourself. You know, a lot of the platitudes, but it really is true. If you really want to create something, you can do it. It's hard. And that's kind of the direction I've been in. And also having thick skin, you know.
Yeah, totally.
the tough business. You have to really ask yourself if you want to do it every time you wake up. And so far for me, the answer's been yes.
Quickly, too, you talked about the process. What was the time period? Because you don't make a movie overnight. From like time, concept, writing script, and actually getting it to happen, what was that, a couple of years?
It was 5 years.
Wow.
I wrote the first draft in 2018, found the location, an incredible mountain in rural Idaho near Priest Lake in Coolin, Idaho. In 2019, COVID kind of stopped the whole production in the summer of 20, so we postponed one more year. In 21, we shot it, and here we are. So it's been quite a journey. The tricky thing about this location also is that we only had a certain window during the year that we were able to shoot. So the mountain's at 6,300 feet. There's snow on the mountain from like September until mid-June. And it's an active fire tower. And so that really picks up in August. So we only had a limited, about, a month.
Yeah.
The shoot was 16 days. And if you miss that window, you wait another year. So we had a lot of challenges, but I had an incredible crew, including many of the locals there.
Fantastic. So the movie is out. Where can people watch Outpost?
Yes, you could rent or buy Outpost on any of your major streaming platforms. So iTunes, Amazon Prime, Vudu, all the regular major streaming platforms. It's available for you to check out and curl up with a bowl of popcorn, and maybe that popcorn will fly all over the place.
Say, is this going to give me nightmares? Because I'm not a horror girl, but I do want to watch it.
Well, I will say this. I will say many. It's got a great response from people that aren't traditionally horror fans, because there is a psychological thriller aspect to the movie, especially for the first 2 acts.
Awesome.
And then the third act, you're gonna get a horror movie.
So, Joe, first of all, thank you so much for your time. You were as nice and kind as we hoped you would be. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the best to you, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course. Bye, Joe.
Bye-bye.
What a gem.
Oh, my gosh.
National treasure.
We were fans before.
Yes.
But now, went from here
to here. So if we can give some context to it, we were having technical difficulties before. So for about 10 minutes, he could hear us, but we couldn't hear him. So he was just writing on his pad, showing us different questions, and we'd answer and all that stuff. And I got to tell him my favorite movie of his is I Love You Man, where he's like weightlifting. He's like, everything you got, everything you got. And I was like, I'm sorry. I know you do a lot of other movies and shows, but this one is by far my favorite.
Yeah, and by the way, too, if you didn't know his name, you definitely know his face.
Yes.
And you've seen him in so many things, and he was so kind, and I love that he's
sweet.
Just so, what's the word?
He was accommodating.
Yeah,
persist,
he's persistent.
accommodating.
Yeah, and he's like, I have dreams, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and he did it.
Exactly, and he reverse engineered it.
Yes, he did.
Very cool. Okay, Jeremy and I went to Sarah Fry's Master Chef viewing party last night. It was so fun. We've got footage from the event right after this.
Oh, so good times.